Hi everyone.
Welcome to our concert, and my name is Alina. I'm from Ukraine, and
My name is Dara. I'm from Ireland.
by the way, where are you from?
Yeah, guys, we are doing this as a live stream, so we would love to encourage your participation, your engagement, your involvement. If you are watching this on the different channels, yeah, we're in the comments, we're in the chats. Say hello.
All right. So I'd like to talk about the situation in Ukraine. As you may know, the situation in Ukraine is quite difficult right now due to Russian invasion. And Russia has started the war in Ukraine and been killing civilians since 2014. Millions of people had to leave their houses due to the constant shelling and missiles that Russia sends all over the territory of Ukraine. And even right now, thousands of people had died since the February 24th, the day when Russia announced the full-scale invasion. Major infrastructure has been destroyed. Over 250 kids were killed by Russian soldiers and 700 wounded. Millions of people were violently and illegally deported to Russian territory, to the farthest, coldest territories.
Yeah, so obviously there's a lot of awful things happening right now, and the purpose, I suppose, of us all coming together today, as well as showing our support and solidarity for Ukraine, it's also to raise some much needed funds for some important charities that are on the ground right now. So the way that we are making that possible is, you guys might have already seen, we have some very fancy looking QR codes on all of our videos. And yeah, we're making good use of the technology. And you guys can click on any of the links also that are being shared, and it'll bring you to the right pages. And it would mean so much if you can give whatever you can, whatever is feasible for you, because all of those funds are going to be going to all the right places, and we'll be talking about those charities very soon.
That's right. Also, not to mention, I'd like to talk about the Ukrainian soldiers that right now are trapped at Mariupol Azovstal. There are around 1,000 Ukrainian soldiers. Most of them were wounded by Russia, and Russia at this moment shelling the factory Azovstal every single day without possibilities to extract those people. And the whole world right now is screaming about that. During this concert, we want to show you Ukraine. We want to show its bravery, invincibility, and independence. We will show our culture and our artists. And we are going to show how the whole world supports Ukraine. We have been defending our dignity right now. Also, we want to say thank you to everyone who participated in creating this event and became a volunteer and performed for us. We are very grateful for everyone who supports Ukraine right now. All right, so the first video we want to show our president, Volodymyr Zelensky, and this person is the most famous now, and also he is the bravest president. Please watch now.
Чи може стати чорно-білою весна? Чи буває вічний лютий? Чи знецінюються золоті слова? На жаль, Україна знає відповіді на всі ці запитання. На жаль, ці відповіді – так. Щороку, 8 травня, разом з усім цивілізованим світом ми вшановуємо кожного, хто захищав планету від нацизму у роки Другої світової війни. Мільйони втрачених життів, скалічених доль, закатованих душ і мільйони причин, щоб сказати злу ніколи знову. Ми знали ціну, яку сплатили за цю мудрість наші предки. Знали, як важливо вберегти її та передати нащадкам. Але і гадки не мали, що наше покоління буде свідком наруги над словами, що, як виявилось, є істиною далеко не для всіх. Цьогоріч ми кажемо «ніколи знову інакше». Ми чуємо «ніколи знову інакше». Це звучить болісно, жорстоко, без оклику, а зі знаком питання. Ви кажете «ніколи знову»? Розкажіть про це Україні. 24 лютого Слово ніколи стерли. Розстріляли, розбомбили сотнями ракет о 4 ранку, якими розбудили всю Україну. Ми почули моторошні вибухи. Ми почули знову.
The next video will show what has happened in Ukraine.
Hello, world. I am Ukraine. I wanted to tell you about myself so we could get to know each other better. On a warm summer day on August 24th, 1991, I was born. I'm only 30, but my roots are strong, extending deep into history. My ancestors were wise and brave and instilled in me a rich culture that shaped who I am. I have my own language, my own traditions, my own cuisine. I have seas and meadows, rivers, deserts, fields and forests. I am a beautiful woman. And my children are strong, brave, talented, smart, witty, creative, friendly, and free in spirit. I am proud of them, just as every mother is proud of her children. Proud of their inventions, their achievements, their creativity, and their diligence. Yes, I have more than 40 million of them. And like in every large family, they did not always find a common language, but our happy moments always outweighed the bad. All my years have cultivated in them a love for freedom and a desire to be free. But now, war has fallen on my family. Forces are trying to destroy me and my children's freedom, to crush it forever. As in past generations, we faced severe trials. Dark times have fallen upon us again, and my children are forced to protect us, their homes and their families, which they do skillfully despite the difficulties, because we are a real family, united together, supporting each other with our bravery and strength. Today, we fight, but we're not afraid. That's not how we were raised. We will stand, I know it. My wounds will heal, and my children will live peaceful lives once more. My name is Ukraine, and I thank you, world, for your support. We will persevere, and when this is all behind us, I'll invite you for a visit. See you soon.
Bozhedary is a Ukrainian folk band, and they are singing Ukrainian national songs, wearing traditional clothes, and using traditional instruments.
Cool. One thing, I've been wondering a lot about, because obviously two colors that we're seeing a lot of in lots of places right now, all over the world, are blue and yellow. Case in point.
Oh, yes.
And as we see the Ukrainian flag so much, I've been wondering, what do the colors stand for? What does it even mean? I'm wondering maybe if anyone watching this right now might know. So guys, yeah, we would like to encourage participation throughout the show. So if you are watching this on the live stream right now, feel free to put a comment in. Yeah, we're going to be moderating the chats, and we're going to be getting involved. So I would love to ask anyone right now, do you know what the colors mean in the Ukrainian flag? And we can talk about that soon.
And we will answer this question later, after we'll see your answers first. So let's watch Bozhedary.
Вітаю! Мене звати Тетяна. Я з України. На відео ви побачите, як наш гурт народної пісні «Божедари» чудово проводив час до війни. Наразі Україна потребує вашої допомоги. Долучайтеся до збору коштів. Дуже вам дякуємо за підтримку. Слава Україні!
Там соловейко щебета.
So the next thing I would like to ask about is, well, obviously we are fundraising right now for some very important causes in Ukraine, but I would like to know, who are these charities and what do they do?
Yes, of course. The first one is Talsan Foundation in Ukraine. This foundation helps children in Ukraine, especially right now. Lots of orphans, they had to leave their houses. Those houses, they were destroyed, and now they are coming back and they don't have anywhere to come back. So we will spend the money to rebuild the houses for them. Second organization is Zhraya. Zhraya helps people, especially on the east of Ukraine, with medicine and food. And the last one is Kacherovska. They sew the good quality military shoes that we want to donate money and sew for our men.
Great, fantastic. Okay, so three very good causes. So yeah, let's see how we can help them out, and yeah, I'm sure they'll put it to good use.
Of course. So let's watch the videos from these organizations.
Hello to everyone. Hello from Ukraine. My name is Julia Rudenko. I'm director of the International Charity Foundation Tulsan. Today in a short form I will tell you a little bit about our foundation, about who we are and what kind of charity help we provide for Ukrainian orphans. Starting from 2016, the Tulsan Foundation is an independent charity organization with the principal objective of helping Ukrainian orphans. We don't have any political, governmental or religious connections. We provide our help for kids who live in a social rehabilitation center, orphanages, and center for kids with disabilities in Kiev region. Up to the end of 2021, we care of 330 kids from 2 orphanages for ordinary kids and 3 special centers for kids with disabilities. We are working in 3 directions of charity help. It's about kids' health, it's about kids' education, and of course it's about kids' future life after the orphanage. Each branch has a few projects that are dedicated to the direction of help. Our kids, before the Russian Federation aggressive attack, receive every day the medical support. It is blood tests, scheduled vaccination, examination by different specialists, surgeries, dental treatment, and even sex education. We provide additional education to our kids. Every day after the school, our kids had individual classes of mathematics, Ukrainian and English language, computer science, speech therapies, and music. During a year, our kids learned how to play the violin and did the concerts for us. We equipped computer classes in all our orphanages. We provide support for our kids with disabilities. Over the past 2 years, we and our partners all have opened the 2 Montessori rooms for kids with disabilities. Every year, our Tulsan team, together with the partners, prepare our kids for future school year and congratulate kids with the St. Nicholas and New Year holidays. As you understand that we were a real family for our kids, but Russia decided to destroy our families, our homes, and our country. Right now, I want to tell you what we did and what we are doing during this terrible time, during a war time. During February and March, we evacuated all our orphans to Italy, Germany, and Netherlands. Right now, all our kids are safe. Every day we are controlling the situation with our kids and helping them with the clothes, medicines and food. We are trying to create the most comfortable conditions for them. Plus, our foundation decided to prolong our help on the territory of Ukraine. We will extend the help for the orphanages and families with the kids who is staying right now on the territory of Ukraine. Our foundation already started an active fundraising money on our new projects and new doings. We have to do repair in our orphanages, or maybe in future we have to rebuild it from the first step. We have to understand that we will have a lot of new orphans. It will be kids who lost their parents during wartime. It will be kids who have experienced violence from the Russian army side. And we have to understand that we have to provide the high quality professional psychological help for these kids. Our foundation is ready to start from the beginning, from the first step, because we really believe in future of our country, in future of our beautiful Ukraine. We are really grateful to you for the support. We are really grateful to you that you are standing together with our country, together with our Ukraine and with our friendly people. I really hope that someday, and it will be soon, I hope so, that we will be able to invite you to visit our beautiful Ukraine and to spend a few days on the territory of our country. And I believe that you will like it. And I believe that it will be very soon. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your help, for your attention, and have a good day.
Everyone, my name is Evgenia Telinovskaya. I'm a co-founder of a volunteer group called Zgraya, which was founded in 2014. For 80 days now, Russia is waging war in Ukraine, killing tens of thousands of civilians, while many more are injured and misplaced. Every day, people lose their loved ones, their homes are in shambles. More than 6 million had to flee the country and seek for the asylum as refugees. For 80 days now, Ukrainian armed forces have been able to hold off Russian army with various success. Our front lines are stretched, so they rely on help of the volunteers like us. For 80 days now, our volunteer group has been providing equipment, electric generators, food, clothing, and other necessary supplies to our military, often delivering help in places so close to the front lines that others cannot reach. Apart from that, we've evacuated more than 2,000 people from the besieged Chernihiv. We're constantly providing aid to the liberated communities in remote areas of Kyiv, Chernihiv, Kharkiv, Donetsk, Nikolaev regions, helping far and wide with medical supplies and expensive equipment to the hospitals in need. We've also opened our own animal shelter to evacuate animals from the war-torn places and make sure they can have a new life. For 80 days now, we've been able to operate solely on donations from our friends around the globe. We're infinitely grateful to our friends in Vietnam that have organized this event to gather donations for our benefit. We're outnumbered by a ruthless enemy and help is needed in more and more places, so our costs are piling up and all of our work is possible only thanks to the donations like yours. We're not funded by any government or sponsors. We're just a group of people that have decided to do everything possible to help our country defend itself and survive. We don't know when this war will end, but we're confident that while there's people that are not willing to look the other way, people who care about freedom and justice, people like you, all is not lost, and we will definitely win. Help us survive. Please donate. We need it. Ukraine needs it. Thank you.
Anton Ptushkin is a famous Ukrainian TV presenter, and in 2014 he had to move to Kiev due to shelling of his city Lugansk. And now in 2022 he had to move again from Kiev because Russia started the war on the whole territory of Ukraine.
So this next video that we have is going to feature Anton, and he's going to help explain the current situation in Ukraine.
Since the beginning of the war, 4 million Ukrainians have fled their cities. At the same time, many people stayed and decided to help the country as much as they could. They help the army cook food, evacuate people under shelling, and defend their country. Before the war, these people had careers and thriving businesses, but now they are all volunteers.
So I cannot fight with a weapon in my hand, I can fight with the humanitarian cause. That's what I can do.
First thing first, during the war you need to cook a lot of food, and not only for the army, but also for the territorial defense and people who just can't afford it. That's why many cozy restaurants and cafes in Ukraine have turned into food factories.
My friend, Ola, she's the owner of the cafe. And so basically we're staying and cooking for our army, people in need, for hospitals or something like that. Just for anybody who...
All these places spend their own money and the funds they get from donations, just to help others. Only in Kiev there are over 30 restaurants that collectively make 15,000 meals a day. Dasha Astafyeva is one of such volunteers. Daria used to be a Playboy magazine playmate and have hung out with Hugh Hefner, which is why I had to blur some areas of this picture. She was also part of the band called Nikita. Now Daria peels potatoes in the kitchen in order to feed the defenders of Kiev.
Я так подумала, мне реально терять нечего. Моя семья здесь, мой дом здесь. Я просто увидела, как повально люди валят отсюда. Я поняла, что кто-то должен оставаться и делать что-то. Алло.
Self-organized volunteer centers where people come together to collect mats, clothes, and other stuff. Some weld anti-tank hedging hooks, others learn how to make bulletproof vests. And this brings me to an all-important questions of army supply. Meet Serhiy Pritula. Serhiy is one of the most renowned Ukrainian volunteers. As of 2014, his fund provides help for the Ukrainian army, and they managed to raise roughly $8 million during only for the first 3 weeks of the war. His office now is a real hub.
And I want to show you a small storage of this volunteer hub.
It is a small piece of the puzzle on the global scale, but still, this is where they keep fuel, clothes, camouflage nets, optical and thermal vision devices. All in all, they try to source everything that Ukrainian army may need to defend the country, including trucks that are so needed by the troops. The next topic is the defense support. This is Alexander Kakhanovsky. Before the war, he was an esports manager and a Counter-Strike player. Now, he's playing Counter-Strike in real life, as a part of Kyiv Police.
For the past 20 years, I've been in esports industry, and as far as I know, esports when people are playing computer games professionally. So I started late 90s playing just in the gaming cafes, in StarCraft and strategy games. Starting from early 2000, I switched to Counter-Strike. That's FPS first-person shooter, the king of esports and one of the most popular games on the planet. I played 5 years professionally, participating in World Cup events, then I quit.
Today Alexander manages a squad of 20 officers and 5 managers. They also do fundraising. You know, it's really surprising to see how these people with an IT background use Trello to manage their military tasks.
So how can you help Ukraine? First of all, spread the word about what's going on here. That's really important. Everybody needs to know. Every person on the planet needs to know what's going on here. It's fucking war. Second, help financially. Ukraine economically right now is suffering a lot. The governments of the other countries are helping us not to collapse as a country, but any penny counts. Send money whenever you find suitable, and that's the best way how you can contribute.
And the last topic I want to cover is evacuation. This is Anton Sinenko. Before the war, Anton was doing tunneling scanning microscopy at the university. During the war, together with his partner, Anton has saved about 100 people, evacuating them out of Irpin. They did it whilst the city was still occupied by the Russian troops.
Мені здається, що для мене таким капітальним тригером стало те, коли я бачив розстріляні автівки з написом «Діти».
This was an incredibly dangerous feat, as some volunteers were killed, cars were shot into pieces, and even Anton with his partner survived several mortar attacks.
Because this is our country, and right now, it needs help. It really needs help, guys, and everybody can be a volunteer today.
By the way, I'd like to introduce the new project that's coming up next week. And this are the series of workshops. There are 8 different workshops that we will have, and we will use Zoom. So there are people from all different countries, like from Spain, from Ukraine, from even Russia, that are decided to help us with that. And all money from these workshops we will donate to Ukraine as well. You can register to this workshop. Just follow the link that we will post in the chat box. And now Dara will introduce Ilya.
Yeah, so one of the great experiences of living in Vietnam for me has been getting to know people from all over the world, including, of course, Ukraine. And our next performer is a young drummer who I met when he was living in Hanoi. Phenomenally talented. I believe he's down in Saigon right now. And he has put together this very special performance for us for this online concert right now. It's Ilya.
Okay, let's watch it.
Hello everyone, my name is Ilya, I'm from Ukraine. Please support my country, really appreciate any help you can give us. Thank you.
Хочу ще почути твоє рідне слово. Вона мене колесала, дала мені ритм і напевне силу волі не забрати мене, бо дала вона напевне знала, може більше і від Соломона. Ломаними дорогами прийду я завжди до тебе, вона не розбудить, ти будуть мене в синій бурі, забере бабулі, підулі, ніби вони кулі. Дуже добре знала мене, не була обманута, як було дуже втомлена, гойдала мене так.
And now we have SLAVA. It's Irish Bruneian indie electronic duo, and they're based in Hanoi. And today they prepared their own version of a famous alternative Irish rock anthem, and they join us today.
That's right. Yeah. So SLAVA is actually myself and my partner Hannah, and with the help of our good friend Kobus, whose birthday it is today actually. So.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Kobus. And thank you for the help. We put together this video with a message and a song, especially for this concert.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dara from Ireland. This is Hannah from Brunei. And we are SLAVA. It is our honor to be doing this today in support of Ukraine. I suppose it's very important for those of us around the world to remember what's happening there right now and not to make the mistake of thinking, oh, it's not me, it's not my family. It's all of us. So we are going to share with you a song from my country by a band called The Cranberries, which we think captures a lot of the feelings that we have towards what's happening right now. But in particular, this is for anyone watching this who might be in Ukraine right now. And our message for you is, don't give up. You're not alone.
people all around the world support Ukraine, and in the next video we want to show it.
Stand with Ukraine!
Ой, у лузі червона калина похилилася, чогось наша славна Україна зажурилася, а ми тую червону калину піднімемо, а ми нашу славну Україну розвеселимо. Ой, у лузі червона калина похилилася, чогось наша славна Україна зажурилася, а ми тую червону калину піднімемо, а ми нашу славну Україну
Слава Україні! Героям слава!
Ракети Маріуполя! Найбара ракети Маріуполя! Найбара ракети Маріуполя! Найбара ракети.
Україна! Україна! Україна!
But not only Azov. National Guard, Національна гвардія України також, поліція, батальйони морської піхоти. Люди, взагалі люди у Маріуполі.
Russia, which calls its action in Ukraine a special military operation, continues to carry out missile strikes across Ukraine. However, people do not afraid anymore. And while the missiles sirens are on,
in a subway station happened to be two of my fellow countrymen, two lads who go by the names of Bono and The Edge. They're in a little band called U2, and they happened to be there in Kiev with a Ukrainian singer by the name of
Антитіла.
and they decided to do the only thing that you can do in a situation like this, and they broke out into a jam covering Ben E. King's classic Stand By Me.
It's too late tonight to drag the past down into the light. Did I ask too much? More than a lie. Your president leads the world in the cause of freedom right now.
Ваш президент веде вашу країну зараз шляхом свободи.
The people of Ukraine are not just fighting for your own freedom, you are fighting for all of us who love freedom. Tonight we will stand by Ukraine. Sing the words. So darling, stand by Ukraine, stand by Ukraine, by Ukraine. Won't you stand by Ukraine? Oh darling, stand by Ukraine. Stand by Ukraine.
Angelina Jolie made a secret visit to an orphanage in Ukraine and in the city Lviv.
Good on ya, Angelina. Thanks for the support. So next up, we have a music video from a band called Maneskin, and it's called We're Gonna Dance on Gasoline. Not something normally advisable, but it is worth pointing out that this is a song in which they ask the very reasonable question, how are you sleeping at night? And one other lyric that I'd like to highlight later in the song, when they say, "Free Ukraine, fuck Putin."
How are you sleeping at night? How do you close both your eyes? Living with all of those lives on your hands. Standing alone on that hill, using your fuel to kill. We won't take it standing still, watch us dance.
is about Ukraine before and after February 24th, when the war has started.
These people didn't plan to move abroad. These people didn't even plan to move to the western Ukraine. These people didn't plan to die, but they are dying right now. Mariupol is the most frequently mentioned Ukrainian city during this war. This is one of the centers of Ukrainian heavy industry. A giant metallurgical plant, Azovstal, is located on its territory. Mariupol is also one of the most important ports in Ukraine. Ukrainian products, including wheat, were exported from here. For more than a month, the city of almost 500,000 people has been under siege. Despite several stages of evacuation, 150,000 people still remain in the city, without water, electricity, food and medicine, under heavy shelling that has already destroyed 90% of all buildings. The Russian invaders used all types of their weapons. More than 5,000 residents were killed. Volnovakha was one of the small towns on the way to Mariupol for many Ukrainian tourists. Famous bus hub for those who were heading towards the sea. Smiling people, happy bustle along the road. It has been almost 2 weeks since there is no town of Volnovakha. Kharkiv, the second most populated city in Ukraine. More than 1,400,000 people lived here before the war. This is a major cultural, scientific and industrial center of the country. Heavy engineering, agricultural machinery and electrical appliances were developed here. From the first day of the war, the Russian army has been trying to encircle and capture the city, but the Ukrainian soldiers did not allow this to happen. The city remains under Ukrainian control and has communication with other regions. Every day, Kharkiv is under massive rocket and artillery shelling. Over 4,500 civilian buildings have been destroyed. Chernihiv. It is located in the north of the country and has a population of about 300,000 people. It was a cozy and picturesque city with many churches, parks and museums. Today, some quarters of Chernihiv turned into ruins by the Russian world. These quarters are unsuitable for life for now. After Russian authorities declared shelling reduction on the peace talk in Turkey, their army started bombing Chernihiv almost non-stop. The Ukrainian capital, Kyiv, also experiences regular rocket attacks. Many houses are damaged, but the city continues to live and fight. The satellite cities of the Ukrainian capital, Bucha and Irpin, feel much worse. From the first day of Russian aggression, they were under fire and then occupied by invaders. Recently, the armed forces of Ukraine were able to liberate Irpin from the occupiers. Ukrainian cameraman Yuri Gruzinov went there and filmed what was left of the city. There is still no data on how many people are missing or killed there. Russia's brutal and unprovoked military aggression against Ukraine has forced more than 10 million Ukrainians to leave their homes. 3.5 million left the country.
But Ukraine will rise up again.
So, yeah, my next question is, do you guys like our t-shirts? Very stylish, very in vogue right now, and also available to buy online. You can find links in the page here, and they can be purchased on Lazada if you're on Vietnam, and I'm sure there's a few other spots that you guys are selling them. But most importantly, all of the proceeds from sales of these t-shirts are going where, Alina?
To Ukraine, of course. And the next video I want to introduce is Violin, and it was taken by the Ukrainian soldier. That's one of my favorite videos. Let's watch it.
складає зброю вниз. Невже таки вона так хоче теплих сліз? Обійми мене, обійми мене, обійми.
So this feels like a good opportunity to talk about the fact that there are loads of famous Ukrainian artists around the world. Like, for example,
Maria Primachenko. Did you know that the painting of Maria Primachenko was sold for $500,000? Wow.
Nice.
And all the money were donated to Ukrainian military. That was sold last week, by the way, by Serhiy Pritula. And let's watch the video about Ukrainian artists, and also Maria Primachenko is there.
So it is wonderful to get a chance to see all of these, Ukrainian artists and feel, I suppose, a sense of solidarity from everyone else around the world. But it still doesn't take away from the fact that something really awful is happening right now that is affecting the lives of so many people, in particular children, and as well as many children and their families being forced to flee Ukraine. A lot of them are being caught up in the conflict and losing their lives as a result.
So 250 kids were killed and more than 700 injured, and over 1,000 and more kids were illegally deported to the territory of Russia. So we will never forgive this. And now we are going to watch a video about what's happening in Ukraine.
Тато боєць полку Азову наразі знаходиться в Маріуполі на Азовсталі. Стоїть на варті Маріуполя та всієї України. Тому ми, діти військовослужбових, закликаємо усю світову спільноту допомогти звільнити мого тата та його побратимів.
Від початку війни мама більше не усміхається. Вона постійно плаче, бо переживає за тату.
Я прошу весь мир, пожалуйста, спасите моего любимого дядю Олежку и его друзей с Азовстали. Мы очень хотим, чтобы они вернулись в нашу любимую страну Украину.
Шановний президент Туреччини, пане Ердоган, допоможіть, будь ласка, врятувати мого тата та його побратимів з Азовсталі.
З ним що станеться, я не пробачу. Спасите моего папу, спасите Мариуполь, спасите всех, папу, пожалуйста.
Всех, кто имеет власть и возможность, призываю вас дать гарантии для безопасной эвакуации всех людей с Азовстали.
Рятуйте, будь ласка, захисники Маріуполя. Я очень прошу, не бросайте їх там.
Будь ласка, врятуйте нашого тата та його побратимів.
Послухайте нас, дітей, допоможіть, це мрія кожної дитини, щоб рідні повернулися до нас.
Слава Україні!
Не залишайте ось таких діточок без батьків. Доця, скажи, про що ми Боженьку просимо?
Спасибо, папочко.
Кожного дня ми благаємо, врятуйте, Господи, врятуй нашого таточку, ось ця маленька дитина. Почуйте нас, будь ласка.
We would like to take this chance to thank everyone who has donated and supported the cause so far. Guys, it makes a huge difference, so thank you.
Thank you.
And a reminder that you can do this right through the event and even afterwards, in case if you happen to be watching the recording of this live stream, then you can still find those links. They'll still be active. The QR codes are there, and any support that you can give goes a really, really long way.
Thank you. And now I would like to introduce Mira. Mira is a Ukrainian girl, and she lives in Saigon City, and she's got a huge talent. Let's watch.
My name is Mira. I'm from Ukraine. I live in Ho Chi Minh City. I want that will be peace in all the world. Слава Україні! Героям слава!
And I'd like to introduce the next video. It's a very talented Ukrainian family that is performing a national Ukrainian anthem. Enjoy.
as we might imagine, having to flee your homeland must be just an awfully traumatic experience, which would only be made worse having to, of course, bring your beloved pets in tow.
Many of the dogs and cats are from the animal shelters in Borodyanka, Ukraine, and they were left without food and without water for 5 weeks. 5 weeks. But the majority, unfortunately, died. However, a few organizations and volunteers helped them and rescued some animals. The situation in zoos is even worse. Ukrainian military forces, they help not only people but animals. And let's watch a video about that.
Сірка, ти знаєш, куме мій сірка, собаку моєго пішов раз я на полювання з ним узимку. Це було рушницю, взяв з собою ще й пістолет. І думав, що ведмідь тоді ся не врятує. Ні, пішов сірком на полювання, я це казав. Пішов раз я на ведмедя і сірка з собою взяв. Сірко собака мій пішов зі мною на ведмедя. А що із того було, я розкажу погодя. Сірко собака мій, сірко собака.
Time now for another performance from a Kyiv metro/bomb shelter, which took place during sustained Russian shelling.
Not only men, but also women defending Ukraine, and they are in Ukrainian military forces.
Gamara the Mana Iwad. Power to you, ladies.
Доброго вечора, ми з України.
Слава Україні!
The next video is by Tatiana. Tatiana is from Ukraine and she will be performing the song Vilna. Vilna in Ukrainian means free.
Our message of today is very simple. Stop the Russian invasion. Free Ukraine.
Free Ukraine.
Сповільнений пульс, розсипане сілля, більше я не боюсь, я вільна, вільна. На сірому тлі, що з білим так схожий, писали ніяк, та я зможу. Мої стіни бачили ріки сліз, мої стіни чули моря зі слів, в стінах зародилися мої я, та втікали ріки мої моря. Мої стіни бачили ріки сліз, мої стіни чули моря зі слів, в стінах зародилися мої я, там втікали ріки мої моря. А тепер я на волі, ти веди лиш вперед, моя колія, ти веди, не звертай, не зупиняй, я не та і не
врезали безсильно. Я цисну не боюсь, бо війна, 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 війна. Шукатиму шлях, складний та прекрасний. Вогонь у мені не згасне, ой, не згасне. А тепер я на волі, ти ведеш вперед моя коліє. Ти веди, не звертай, не зупиняй, я не тайного дня, я не боюсь. Тепер я вільна, я вільна, 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 я не боюсь. Тепер я вільна, я вільна, 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 о.
So next up, we have a Ukrainian artist by the name of Sergei, who used to live here in Hanoi, and he is a master at the didgeridoo.
That's right. And also, he will be giving his workshop next week in our next online event that we will have next Sunday on May 22nd. You can simply join by registering through the link that we'll send in the chat box. And don't forget to join.
Check it out.
Hello, my name is Serge. I'm from Ukraine. I live in Severodonetsk city. I play on the oldest musical instrument in the world. It's a didgeridoo, traditional musical instrument of Australian Aborigine.
So it's my pleasure to be helping out however I can today, but really Alina is the one who has been putting the whole thing together. And it's not just today's event. There's a very active, it seems, Ukrainian community here in Hanoi and indeed Vietnam. And I see you guys run events all the time, right?
Yeah, that's right. We already had 3 events, and in Ukrainian embassy, in Czech Republic embassy, and another one, a secret one. However, we'd like to say thank you everyone who supported us in all these events, and especially Vietnamese people who support Ukraine. On behalf of Ukrainian people, we'd like to say thank you.
Thanks. Okay, so next up we have a very special piece by one of Hanoi's characters, and that is the one and only Kenja David. Now, when this whole thing in Ukraine kicked off, Kenja wrote a song for peace and has gone and made a music video for it too. So, good man, Kenja.
I wish the war won't take me today. The best people I've known have already gone away. Still I keep the faith and I pray that a freedom bird will fly and sing once more over the valley. There is something that you'll never take from me. is a hope of a new brighter day. Look up, unnatural colors in the city night sky. Remind me a brother just died. Ooh, no gun, no bomb, no tank, no war. Oh, no more curse, no war. Slava, Ukraini. Rain will stop, the sky turns blue. Wheat will grow yellow in Ukraine. I know my duty ain't completely right. If I let my baby love her, maybe no more hold her tight. Can't stop having the vision in my mind that only peace is the true victory we'll find. So I keep on preaching every day. No, 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 don't kill people you've never met. Still, in the red colors of the city night sky, I can see my children cry. No, no gun, no bomb, no tank, no war. Whoa, no more curse of war. Rain will stop, sky turn blue. Wheat will grow yellow in Ukraine.
So yeah, it's a pretty big weekend for Ukraine, not just with what we're doing here, but of course with the Eurovision Song Contest.
Yes, Eurovision. And as you know that we had Jamala that won Eurovision in 2016, and nowadays she's been going around the world and throwing concerts, and she already collected over $90 million for charity in Ukraine, and she sent all the money for charity.
Nice one.
Thank you, Jamala.
So, needless to say, it's been a pretty big weekend for Ukraine. And I am, of course, referring to the Eurovision.
The strangers are coming. They come to your house. They kill you all inside. We're not guilty. Not guilty. Where's your mind? Humanity cries. You think you're God, but everyone dies. And swallowing slow our souls.
support. We would like to say thank you for everyone who joined today, and not only who joined, but all the people who supported us.
Yeah, thank you guys. It really it makes all the difference. And like we've been saying, the donation links are going to be active for the next while, so be sure to scan those QR codes, click on those links, give whatever you can to help these worthy causes. And next week, well, you're back again.
That's right. We'll have another event on the 22nd of May, and we'll have 8 different workshops you can join at 6 p.m. The Hanoi time. And you can register via the link that we'll send in the chat box. Don't forget and save the date. Also, we'd like to say thank you for everyone who sent the video, like Dara sent us the video.
Oh, thanks, Lena. My pleasure.
And don't stop supporting Ukraine, because the war has not finished yet, and every day people are dying. That's why we still need your help.
So, yeah, guys, we're going to keep on fighting the good fight. And, yeah, well done, Alina, for putting all of this together. I'm sure...
Thank you.
I'm sure, it's important to have a platform, I guess, for people to talk about these things and to feel like, well, we are all in this together.
That's right. Thank you for all who helped to create this event as well. That was lots of Ukrainian people, and not only. And now, we'd like to finish it by saying...
SLAVA Ukraini! Peace.